Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the channel. This weekend, it's UFC 278, the rematch of Kamaru Usman versus Leon Edwards. And to break down the card, I am joined by very good friends in Callum Sanderson of the Sanderson Show. How are we this afternoon?
Not too bad, bro. Looking forward to this card. A Brit going after welterweight gold. Can it be third time lucky?
I hope so. I hope so. Because when we've looked at previous Brits going for welterweight gold,
It's not worked out well.
wow, it was Dan Hardy versus GSP,
Yeah,
Prime Woodley versus Darren Till.
yeah.
Both didn't fare well, but I've got hopes. I've got hopes that we could see a new um, this weekend. Obviously, on the card, co-main Costa versus Luke Rockhold making his return since his knockout loss to Jan Blachowicz in 2019.
Yeah.
And we've got potential fight of the night: Jose Aldo versus the sparring partner of the bantamweight champion Dvalishvili. I think I've not butchered his name, but that's a potential. That is a potential fight of the night. But
Yeah.
let's start from the top. The the big the big one, the rematch we've probably been waiting for quite a while. As a fellow Jamaican living in the UK, how does it feel that Leon is finally getting his shot at the belt?
Over the moon for Leon. He's had the worst luck of not just any welterweight, probably any fighter on the roster over the last few years. Before the pandemic, he was meant to fight Tyron Woodley in London, got cancelled. Then after that, he had two fights with Hamzat cancelled. He had a fight with Jorge Masvidal cancelled. Who else has he had? He's had another two fights cancelled. Plus, he had the fight with Bilal Muhammad, which ended early as a no contest because of the eye poke. If anyone deserves some luck, it is definitely Leon Edwards. So I'm over the moon. He's getting his title shot, and yeah, looking forward to seeing how he handles the pressure.
As long as he uses all that luck on Saturday night and picks up the belt, all that last 3 years of getting messed around by various opponents would be worth it. But this is the return of Kamaru Usman. We've not seen him since, was it Colby? No.
Yeah, Colby. Yeah, because he had the hand surgery.
Yes, he had the hand surgery. Yeah. So this is the first time we've seen Usman since the Colby rematch. Now he's moved on to another rematch. Should Usman successfully defend his welterweight belt, he will tie Anderson Silva with 16 straight wins in the UFC. Where would you rank Usman in the welterweight GOAT category, and where would you rank him as in the UFC's GOAT?
The welterweight. So poor Usman's up against it because he's going up, in my opinion, against the GOAT, which is GSP. Now, GSP for me still remains the GOAT up until this point now because he beat so many different people. Now, it's not Usman's fault, but he's already started lapping the division. But that's partly because the division wasn't as strong or hasn't been as strong up until maybe now. That being said, Usman's done his work and he's done his work fantastically. He's put people away and he's put on very, very exciting fights. But I think he's maybe 2 wins away from being a GOAT. And the reason I say that, I think if he gets past Edwards, and I think if he gets past Hamzat, which I think is the fight UFC are lining up, I think then he becomes a GOAT in the welterweight. Arguably becomes the GOAT of the UFC, in my opinion. I think John Jones. I hear you. I think John Jones has got the best resume, but I can't give it to John Jones because of all the other stuff that surrounds it. Stipe is the heavyweight GOAT as things stand right now, but for me, he's not the overall GOAT. And then for me, my second GOAT is Demetrius Mighty Mouse Johnson. But I know he's not the most popular, but in terms of meshing everything together and being a dominant champion and accolades and everything, I think Demetrius was just a victim of not being a trash talker and being as popular with the casuals. But in terms of fighting, he had it all. Had everything.
Beat Joey Benavidez.
Yeah. Knockouts, arm bars, like flashy techniques. He had everything. Absolutely everything.
Worst business trading him for Ben Askren. Just saying.
Disagree. I think that's probably the best bit of business the UFC did. because Demetrius didn't want to be there. And also, Ben Askren came in and reignited the welterweight division.
Yes.
And from
The
that,
flying
he
knee.
made stars of Masvidal. I think that made a star of Kamaru, made more of a star of Nate, in my opinion. I think without Askren coming in, I don't think the welterweight division's as buzzing and booming as it is right now.
Interesting, because if you'd ask a casual, worst bit of business the UFC's done, most fans would go, "What, you swapped Mighty Mouse for Ben Askren?"
Yeah.
But to hear it like that Mighty Mouse didn't want to be there anymore, sort of made sense that he sort of went on to one championship and like he's finishing dudes over there. But with Usman in the GOAT category, it's sort of weird because before he fought Masvidal in the rematch, he sort of had a habit of like, yeah, he's your basic wrestler.
Yeah.
He'll hold you down to the ground, and that's going to be around it. He's got no knockout power. You don't have to worry about anything. But he knocked out Colby with strikes, and then he had that utter ball fest on Fight Island with Masvidal. Now, when it got the rematch, I was like thinking, okay, now I need to see something. I need to see something different. Like, you're a killer. And obviously, he moved camps to Trevor Whitman, and he's got.
Remember the Gilbert fight where he moved camps?
Yes, he moved camps.
Because he had Masvidal, which was like the foot stomp fest. Gilbert, where he started using his hands, and then the Masvidal knockout.
When he got probably one of the cleanest knockouts of the head. I think his head's still spinning right now from that right hand. But as in terms of the UFC go overall, for me, he can't be in that conversation. And it's one thing. He's not a multi-division champion. And to be in that GOAT category, for me, one of my criteria is you've got to win belts at multiple weight classes to prove that you're the GOAT.
GSP's done as well.
GSP's done. And that's why GSP's my GOAT. He's my GOAT.
Plus, he's never tested for anything either.
Yeah, he's never tested for anything. So like my GOAT is probably GSP, probably Prime Anderson Silva. Jones is obviously in there for his resume. I'll probably have Amanda Nunes in that GOAT list because she's
a good shout.
Champ.
That's a good shout, yeah.
And that's probably around it. Is like my GOATs because they've hit my criteria. Or hopefully, John Jones will hit my criteria when he hopefully becomes heavyweight champ. But going back to, I tell you, the main event. What are the keys to victory for Edwards? Because when they fought the first time, it was elite striker versus elite grappler.
Yeah.
Is it going to be the same story this way around?
No. I think this fight depends on which one of the two has improved their weaknesses the most. So going into the first fight, you quite rightly said Leon was the elite striker, Kamaru was the elite wrestler, grappler. If you actually look at their careers now, they both do the opposite of each other. Kamaru is standing and trading and knocking people out. Edwards is now grappling way more than anyone would imagine. And grapples probably more than Kamaru does now.
Yeah.
I think it comes down to, has Leon's grappling improved more than Kamaru's striking? Because if that happens, then I think we see a new champion. But if it hasn't, then I don't think we do. I think for Edwards to win, he has to manage distance. He has to find openings, and he cannot be lackadaisical. He's had a habit of cruising through fights. Cowboy should have stopped.
Nate fight. Nate fight.
Well, Cowboy, it's going back from Cowboy. Should have stopped Cowboy, should have stopped Nate, and he should have stopped RDA, but he cruised to the decision. You can't do that with Kamaru, especially after we saw what happened with Kamaru in the 5th round against Colby in their first fight. If Kamaru even thinks there's a chance he's going to lose the decision, he's going to empty his gas tank, and that's a dangerous man.
Yeah, dangerous man. And plus, he's still with Trevor Whitman as well, and he's got a habit of just refining what is already elite and just changing it ever so slightly. Like, since he's gone to Trevor Whitman, his striking has improved massively.
Massively.
For me, I think the big thing for me is if Usman's focused, if he's taking Edwards seriously. because at the moment, I don't feel like he's taking him very seriously. Sort of took the piss out of him a bit in the press conference.
Yeah.
Yes, like Masvidal for you because you're a bit of a. So you to sort him out. I did it for the Mandem. I'm thinking, cringe. Cringe. He's doing stare-offs with Jan Blachowicz, teasing the fight at 205 after he beats Edwards. I'm thinking, for me, is your eye on the ball? Is your eye on the ball? Or are you thinking about becoming another champion in another division?
Yeah.
And I think that's where he could lose his focus.
I completely agree. It's hard to read Usman. It really is, because one aspect, he's very flashy and he's almost trying to be a crossover star, but it's not happening organically. So it feels a bit forced.
He's trying to be McGregor. He's trying to be McGregor. He's trying to be.
Yeah, it's almost like he's trying too hard.
The money guy. You see, like the suits he's wearing, calling out Canelo for boxing matches. Like, mate, no offense, Canelo eats you.
Canelo would destroy him. It wouldn't even be close in a boxing match. But again, is that a front just to try and make yourself more of a star? I think it's forced, and I think that's what turns a lot of people off him. But if he's one of those people, you almost like you have Brock Lesnar in WWE. He doesn't really need to speak much because he's so legit. Kamaru is one of those. He didn't really need to do the whole talking stuff and all that, because
just get your manager to talk. He does plenty of talking.
Exactly. He sells through what his skills are. But I think he's trying too hard. But I'd be very surprised. He's got an elite mentality. Like, I'd be very surprised if he's not taking it seriously. And he's always paid respect to Leon in other aspects as well. Always said Leon deserves a title shot. When I get Leon, that's the fight I want. So he's kind of wanted this fight for a while as well. So I'd be very surprised if he takes his eye off the ball. If he takes his eye off the ball, he loses his fight. It's no two ways about it.
Yeah. And for me, Edwards is like, it's just like you said, like his concentration. This is a 5-round fight. It's not a 3-round fight. You can't get through 3 and then we're switching off, because he will get stopped, and it ain't gonna be pretty if that happens. He's got to stay focused. That, I think the leg kicks, they're going to be crucial. So underrated, the leg kicks. It is unbelievable. Great weapon. And the jab. You pop that jab off. That is, yet again, probably the most underrated thing in the whole of MMA is just the jab. Pop, get in and out of range.
Yeah.
Quickly.
Usman's got a phenomenal jab though as well.
Yeah, exactly. Since he's gone to Whitman, that jab, crisp, punchy.
With the leg kick. So have you watched Dan Hardy's breakdown of it?
No, not yet, no.
So Dan Hardy's obviously one of the greats in terms of breaking fights down. Like, he's superior to most people. And he was talking about the leg kicks, just yourself. I think people are looking at the leg kicks because of what he did to Nate. Nate's also a southpaw, so he's able to chop away at the lead leg in the same way Dustin Poirier was able to do so against Conor McGregor. But no one else has been able to chop Conor's lead leg, because everyone else he's fought, apart from Nate, who's not a kicker, has been an orthodox fighter. It's very, very difficult for an orthodox fighter or a southpaw to batter the lead leg of their opposite counterpart, because they would be just doing inside kicks. In an ideal world, if you want to batter the leg, you want to hit the calves, you want to hit the quads, and it's a lot harder to do that. So I don't know if the leg kicks, unless Leon kind of switch stance, I don't think he'll be able to really do much with the leg kicks.
It's going to be the tough one. It's going to be a tough one. This is going to be the toughest question I'm probably going to ask you. Predictions.
My heart's saying Edwards. I can't bet against the champion though. As much as I want him to do it, I don't see where Edwards beats him, because I don't think Edwards can knock him out. No, I changed that. Edwards can knock him out, but I don't see Kamaru getting knocked out. Edwards could tap him out. I can't see it happening. I just can't see.
Well, you see in the first fight, the first round,
the triangle.
Yeah, like the triangle. Okay, it wasn't locked in, but that was the closest he probably got to finishing him. And Usman I know Usman's tapped before, but that was like nearly a decade ago.
Yeah,
he tapped. Massively improved them, but if it's my prediction, I don't know what not to get gassed and go, No, because this division needs fresh blood, fresh matchups.
Yeah.
But yet again, unlike you can't bet against the champ. And like for me, if Usman wants this GOAT category, there are quite a few fighters in that division that he needs to beat, and they're all undefeated.
Yeah.
Shavkat, Sean Brady, Chimaev. Those are the hot prospects coming in at welterweight. Good records.
Yeah.
All
Nice.
undefeated. Brady 15-0, Shavkat 16-0, Hamzat I think he's 11 or 12-0. Then after that, then if you want to talk about jumping divisions, then maybe you and Izzy might need to go in the back room and settle it out. Because for me, he has no right to go into 205. Because one, you're dissing your boy, Izzy.
Yeah.
You're like slyly you're dissing him. Like you saying, hey, look, I'm going to jump a weight division above you and take someone that you couldn't take. I'd be like, hell, okay. Come to
The
my
thing
division.
is, I think Prohaska's an easier fight for Izzy than Jan Blachowicz was. Plus, if I'm going to be honest, I don't think Izzy fully prepared for that in terms of mentally. I thought he took it for granted a little bit, that fight, in terms of his approach to it.
Yeah. I haven't pizza on the scale, but yeah. So yeah, I'm probably going to go Usman decision. I think he's going to do it by decision. I think it's going to be close. I think it's going to be like 3-2. 3-2.
I'm going 4-1.
Oh.
But I really hope Edwards does it.
Oh, I hope you're right, mate.
Like, even when we do the watch long, I'm going to be wearing my Jamaica top for it. Like, I really want Edwards to do it.
You'll be screaming the house down if Edwards wins.
Yeah, I will.
I just want to see, like, I so want Usman to lose so badly. He's so cringe.
Yeah,
he's taking lessons from Triple C. On to the co-main event.
Yeah.
A returning Luke Rockhold after a 3-year absence.
Yeah.
Is up against Paolo. I like to drink lots of wine before my fights. Costa. Shockingly, this is at 185.
For now.
Well, yeah, for now.
For now, we never know with Costa.
Well, at the moment, according to his manager, he weighs 202 pounds on fight week. And when he fought Vittori, he was 211. So already he looks like you look at his photos online, like he has slimmed down. He's joking saying like he needs Paddy's nutrition as well. So I think that's a new budding bromance, him and Paddy. But this is an interesting fight really, because Costa 2 losses in a row. Luke Rockhold has not won a fight since 2017.
Yeah,
so he's under a bit of pressure as well. Lost his last fight to Jan, and then got knocked out by Yoel Romero before that.
Brutally.
It's a bit of a tough one for me, because I don't know where the Costa mindset is at. Is he mentally prepared to go to charge towards another title shot, or is he just going, oh, I got Luke Rockhold, yeah, okay, easy win, gonna just turn up, walk him down, smash him in the face, and then I'm calling out Izzy.
Personally, this is either going to be the best fight for Rockhold to come back to, or the worst.
Yeah.
Costa, yes, you're right, got embarrassed by Izzy. He made a good account of himself against Vittori, but ultimately still lost the fight. But if there's one thing Costa's got, it's power for days. If there's one thing that's acceptable about Luke Rockhold, it's his chin. That's not a good mix. Is Luke Rockhold going to be as, elusive as he once was? I don't know. And I think what's telling, Michael Bisping spoke about this in the preview with Adam Catterall and Nick Pete. Rockhold's not been sparring a lot. And if you've been out of the octagon for that long and you're not doing much sparring,
the second you get cracked, you'll be like, oh,
it's a whole nother ball game.
It's a whole nother ball game when you get hit by me. When Costa hits, it's a whole nother ball game.
It's a whole nother ball game. So he's got the skills to beat Costa. I mean,
wrestling.
He's got the wrestling. He's got the kicking prowess. Luke himself has got power, and he's very tactically astute.
This is where the kicking game, like if I take anything away, like if I'm Rockhold and I go, right, what's Costa's big weakness? I'm looking at that Izzy fight and I'm going leg kicks for days. Chop that lead leg down.
Yeah.
Because his leg looked like a balloon.
Yeah. He was in a bad way after that fight.
Like that's for me, if I'm Rockhold, that's my keys for victory. Legs, chop that lead leg so it can't really put a lot of weight on it for the power shots.
Yeah.
Like for me, that, and then hopefully get him for a takedown and try and submit him, because I don't think he's got the power to knock him out.
Yeah, that's another thing. Costa does take a shot well. Like, it was an accumulation of Israel just beating him down, but you've seen him take shots from Romero, Vittori.
Oh my god!
Like, so
yeah, just laughed at Romero and Romero
laughed at Romero. So I'll be honest, I don't like Luke's odds in this fight. However, if Luke can pull it off, he becomes a number one contender. High risk, high reward, literally.
Yes, because obviously the week after you've got Paris, Vittori, Whittaker. But
Yeah.
like, no one wants to see trilogy fights with Izzy, Whittaker,
not from those two.
Vittori. So like this game, it is high risk, high reward. Like he could one fight title shot.
Yeah.
Only if Izzy beats Pereira. That's going to be a couple of months' time.
I mean, depending on how Izzy, if Izzy were to lose, depending on how he loses, if it's a devastating knockout, he won't get an immediate rematch.
Yeah. Could you imagine Costa versus Pereira? Woo!
I think Pereira would destroy Costa.
Yeah, he'll just have to not even hit him cleanly. He'll just have to hit like a little part of his forehead and he's out.
Yes, I think no, I'm talking about Costa. I think for Rockhold is a terrible fight again. No, do you know what? Rockhold's probably got a better chance because Pereira's wrestling is still sort of upgrading.
What's his gas tank? We don't know what his gas tank's like yet.
Very true that as well.
Barely been tested.
I think Costa and Pereira would be a horrible fight for Costa because Pereira's so accurate.
Yeah, it's just like one shot. All it takes me.
Yeah.
Predictions for Costa Rockhold?
Second round knockout for Costa.
I'm gonna be different. I'm gonna back my namesake to get a third round submission. I'm just gonna back my namesake. It's probably gonna be. It's not gonna happen. But I've just got to back Luke. I've got to back my brother. Then obviously,
I can't see it.
I know. It's more hope rather than expectation.
Yeah.
The last fight we're going to cover on the card is Jose Aldo versus Mira Dvalishvili.
Yeah.
I think I've got his name right. Aldo, I think he's ranked. Is he ranked number 3, Jose Aldo?
Yes, as far as I know, he
ranked
is. Yeah.
3. Dvalishvili's ranked 6. Massive fight for Aldo, because if he beats Dvalishvili, who is Aljamain Sterling's sparring partner, providing Sterling beats TJ, that's your fight. Hopefully in Brazil, because I think Aldo deserves it in Brazil.
Yeah, I think you're spot on. One key thing in this is, when was the last time Aldo lost to a great grappler who had decent striking? So I can't think of one. To beat Aldo, you have to be an elite striker. Max Holloway, Jan, and Conor McGregor. Elite strikers.
Volkanovski, I think.
Volk. They're elite strikers. If you're just bringing grappling to the table against Aldo,
it's gonna be a long day for you. It's gonna
be a hell of a long day because Aldo's gonna chop that lead leg, which is gonna make it harder for you to start wrestling, and then he's gonna pick you apart with his boxing, which in the last few fights has been crisp as hell.
I was stunned when, were you stunned when he was like, I'm going down to bantamweight? I'm thinking,
I did not think he could make it. But in the first fight, for me, he beat Marlon Moraes. I don't know how Moraes got the nod in that one, if I'm going to be honest.
I don't know.
But since then, obviously Petit Yan, he's elite. There's only person who's beating him is Aldo.
Beat
Aldo's a problem.
Vera, smashed up Rob Font by decision.
Yeah, and even the Vera fight, you look at that, that's aging really well because Vera's taken out. He's taken out O'Malley, he's taken out Edgar, and he's taken out Dom Cruz. And if you look at how Aldo secured the win in that, he took him down and just controlled him. He just controlled him. He said, "Look, I'm going to use my maturity. I'm going to use my veteran instincts, and I'm just going to control this fight rather than getting into a gunfight in the last round when I know I can secure it here."
I think for Dvalishvili, because like you've seen his record, is 14-4. Lost his first 2 UFC appearances. Lost to one Ricky Simon, who's up and coming. Would you like to hear a little stat?
Always.
When was his first UFC finish?
Who, Dvalishvili?
Yeah.
Wouldn't have been Moraes.
Yeah. That was his last fight. His other fights have been decision.
Yeah.
For me, boring fighter. Boring. He is primarily a grappler. He grapples with Sterling. Sterling's best mate said he'd never fight him. I'd fight him because by the looks of it, he's just a wrestler.
Yeah.
So like for me, it's a massive opportunity for Jose Aldo because I really want him to win bantamweight gold because, like for me, that just solidifies his already expert legacy.
Yeah.
And plus, it gives you a stuff you to Hubby because he said that Aldo was done. He was finished. You can't have a second prime.
Also, it reopens the GOAT talk for the featherweight division as well. Because if Aldo goes down to beat and win the bantamweight gold, you may have to reopen that talk about featherweight GOAT as well.
Yeah, featherweight GOAT. Yeah, but for Aldo, I think it'd be very interesting to see what happens at UFC 280 because you've got Sugar Sean versus Piotr Jan.
Yeah,
I think there was a quote. I don't know whether or not it's true that Sugar Sean said, "If Aldo wins, I'll let Aldo have the title shot."
Yeah, he did say that. He said that on the Ara Hawani show.
And I was like, "What a G! What a G!" That he'd give up a title shot if he beats Jan for Aldo to get it out. I think he's a touch of class.
Yeah,
I think Aldo does deserve the opportunity. And let's be honest, I think he beats Sterling. Like I think he could beat Sterling. Like he's just a. I don't want to be disrespectful to Sterling by saying he's just a wrestler.
Remember, Sterling's Jamaican as well, bro. Careful.
Yeah, we can go right now. I can't see my chances against you because I'm a lot bigger. I can smash
you gotta have size, reach, length.
Anything to come at me with the same as you. I'm just gonna rip your head off. Yeah, so I think that, like, for me, like, my prediction for this fight is Aldo to win by finish. I reckon he's going to finish Dvalishvili and then call out the champ, the winner of TJ versus Sterling. For me, that's who Aldo should fight, the winner of that for the belt. And for me, and like, even if he wins it in Brazil, I just want him to win it in Brazil again. To win it in Brazil, give him a send off that he deserves.
Yeah.
And plus, I wouldn't mind to see Aldo, have a little run at lightweight because he's teased to go at lightweight at some point, but maybe we'll never see that.
That is bold, Luke. That's bold.
Well, he was a massive featherweight, wasn't he? And everyone was saying,
but I think he's shrunk down quite a lot now. He'd have to take at least a year out just to bulk back up, I reckon.
Yeah, but yeah, bantamweight is probably the most exciting division.
Yeah,
for me. Up there with lightweight, but I think bantamweight just ever so slightly. The talent pool isn't ranked. It's just insane depth.
Yeah,
insane depth. Predictions?
I agree with you with regards to prediction. The only difference is I think he goes to decision, but I think Aldo shuts him out. I think he wins 3 rounds to 0.
I think Aldo's not had a finish at bantamweight yet. I think they've all been decisions. Pedro Munoz, Rob Font, decision.
Right, actually.
So I think it would be good for him to make a statement and to get that finish.
Yeah, I didn't know. Yeah, when you say it now, yeah, it makes, yeah, you're right. But yeah, I think because a lot of those wins have been quite dominant, you
Yeah,
forget that they're not finishes. But yeah, for me, I think Aldo does it. I think he does it quite handily as well.
yeah. And obviously on the card, there's a couple of other fighters on the card. Tyson Pedro is fighting. I think he's a teammate of Izzy's. Which potential banger of the
Yeah,
night that. And then there's a unranked women's fight at strawweight or
yeah,
flyweight, which I was a bit surprised because I was expecting the heavyweights of Tabora
yeah.
versus
Tybor and yeah, Romanov. Yeah, but
or
that's moved
Romanov.
to
Which, quick
prelim main
prediction,
event now.
quick prediction for Romanov versus Tabora. Romanov win.
Yeah,
I've seen Romanov for
I
dominant.
think he wins by KO.
I think he wins by submission. He's a dominant wrestler.
Oh, okay.
Grapples, just ragdolls. He even called out John Jones, so like that boldness. He said it's
That'd be
ragdoll,
fun.
which would be fun.
It would be
Um,
fun.
Obviously, this weekend, UFC 278, myself and Callum will be on the Sanderson show at our normal slot of 3 a.m. on a Sunday.
3 a.m. in the morning.
3 a.m. Let's hope it's a nice and quick, easy card, yeah? Nice, quick, easy card done by like 6 o'clock,
Yeah, please.
which will be great. Obviously, make sure that you subscribe to Sanderson's show. We're trying to push Callum up to 1,000 subs. ASAP. Obviously, subscribe to Coppush as well. They're on the road for 30k. If you want
Indeed,
top
thank
quality
you.
Liverpool content, you know where to go. And obviously, following Callum on Twitter at Callum Sanderson.
Yep.
And then obviously follow myself on Twitter. If you want me to see me tweet, nothing at all. I barely tweet. And make sure you hit the like, share, and subscribe button as well. And make sure that you subscribe to the channel. I should be having more content out soon. I'm gonna try and get more content done on MMA, and hopefully, I think I've got some things that I'm thinking of as shows to do on my channel, and plus I'm pushing towards 100 subs as well. So hopefully we'll get that done.
Let's get it.
Let's get it done. Thanks for everyone that's watching, and yeah, make sure that you tune in to the Sanson show Sunday morning at 3 a.m. for UFC 278, and come on, Rocky.